Hello, everyone. The title of my presentation today is Beyond the Mirror, Selfie Expression in the Age of Virtual Imaging. And I would like to discuss the intersection of technology and selfie expression through Taiwanese artist Li Yifan's work, especially focusing on two of his recent projects. How do you turn this on in 2021, and what is your favorite primitive in 2023? First, let's look at this sequence. It's not really working.
古时候的人很怕拍照哦，他们说拍照好像是灵魂的摄取术。我觉得这个问题不是说拍照到底会不会摄取你的灵魂，而是说你的灵魂到底在哪里？你看这些照片，AI 帮我拍的，这些照片一共花我140块台币。但除了140块以外，他们还拿了我的个资。当代人大概没有比个子这个能代表你灵魂的东西了吧？
In the film, what is your favorite primitive? The term primitive usually refers to basic shapes such as cubes and spheres, which are essential elements in 3D modeling. The title, How Do You Turn This On, actually comes from a popular cheat code in the game Age of Empires 2. Li Yifan explains that his choice of the title reflects the randomness in image and script generation in the film. This method often leads to what might be called Freudian sleeps, providing unexpected insights that reveal more than the explicit narrative itself. Li emphasizes that for him, creating art is a deeply personal process that sometimes defies easy verbal explanation. As he pursues a spontaneous approach to work, he also recognizes that such fluidity in creation demands careful planning. He has developed his own image production toolkits, which he uses to produce narrative image in a more intuitive way. This presentation uses Li's approach as a case study to explore the evolving concept of the selfie. Officially recognizes in 2013 with its inclusion in the Oxford English Dictionary. The selfie is defined as a photograph that one has taken of oneself, typically with a smartphone or webcam, and shared via social media. Distinct from traditional self-portraits, selfies emphasize social connection. Julie Echo highlights how the term selfie has shifted public perception, recognizing a previously marginal image practice as a widespread activity among mobile users and a prevalent topic in photography and digital media discussions. From the sequence we just saw, the protagonist, depicted through an avatar, takes a selfie with the puppeteer. This interaction, while not a selfie in the traditional sense intended for social media, is deeply influenced by internet culture. Li draws inspirations from online gaming, including machinima and the historical use of the Unreal game engine. This illustrates how the concept of the selfie has evolved from its original definition to encompass a broader range of digital expression. We could begin with Li's creation process, which starts with assembling an avatar modeled after his own appearance. This avatar comprises two components, the head and the body. For the head, Li modifies a default model within the software to closely resemble his facial features. For the body component, he sources materials from Dao 3D, a platform known for its high-quality 3D models. Here, he customizes the only available Asian male avatar he could find at that time to fit his narrative needs. Lee's method involves recording the movements of the avatar's head and body separately. He starts with the facial expressions, utilizing ARKit on an iPhone to capture detailed emotions while reciting the script. This tool allows for interactive augmented reality experiences within iOS apps. After syncing these expressions with the spoken lines, Lee pre-visualizes the necessary physical actions before stepping into virtual reality to control the avatar. In VR, Lee puppeteers the avatar, which can appear as either a solid or semi-transparent green figure, aligning pre-recorded voice with on-screen actions in real time. This method provides him with direct and intuitive control, not just making the animation process more efficient, but also allowing for flexible and improvisational work. He adjusts the scale to enhance his interaction with the avatar. For instance, he may enlarge his puppeteer avatar relative to the character avatar to more easily direct its movement and orientation. When the avatars are of equal size, he could refine more detailed gestures. He also adjusts the speed. For example, while puppeteering the avatar, he slows down the time speed to precisely align all movements with the script. After recording, he speeds up the playback to ensure natural timing of the avatar's actions, fine-tuning lighting and other environmental settings to optimize the visual presentation. In the next phase of the process, Lee transitions back to VR, this time as a cameraman. Lee explains that one of the challenges is the uncertain location of the camera during puppeteering. To address this, he has developed a feature ensuring the avatar's eyes always appear to look directly at the camera, creating an illusion for the audience, making it seem as though the avatar is engaging with them. This approach transforms the virtual camera into a directorial tool, much like a puppeteer's string, guiding the performance. After initial shooting and recording in VR, Lee reviews the footage in the engine's editor, repeating the process if necessary to perfect the sequence. Through these steps, Lee not only constructs a digital representation of himself, but also blurs the distinctions between virtual and physical realities, thereby enhancing his avatar's expressive capabilities. His use of the avatar for artistic displays demonstrates the concept of deferred performance, where the full impact and meaning unfold over time, not just at the moment of creation, but also as viewers engage with it afterwards. This concept of deferred performance is particularly relevant in today's digital media landscape, where artistic expressions, such as selfies, are captured, shared, and revisited, continually gaining new meanings with each interaction. In the sequence we just saw, the action mirrors the Polaroid experience, complete with the sound of its mechanical working. Polaroid cameras often posed challenges for taking selfies due to their focal length. Here, the Polaroid is not portrayed as the tangible object, but as a virtual construct, a symbolic mediator programmed to replicate the operational aspects of a real Polaroid camera. This interaction between the avatar and the virtual Polaroid, as it captures selfies, blends traditional photographic techniques with modern digital fabrication, revealing the layers of digital construction behind what appears to be a spontaneous moment captured on film. Let's take a look at another sequence from the film.
在当下的用到放入单一动画，因为没有两个人可以触觉运算，也不再通过纸跟笔还有笔记本来建构模型。我们透过我们所称为像 digital content creation 这种软体来建立三维模型。透过快捷键，我们快速的移动、旋转、缩放空间中的几何。一阵子之后，你还会知道什么是 extrude， 什么是 bevel， 什么是 insert， 什么是 sweep， 什么是 subdivide， 并利用这些抽象的功能操作空间中的点。在虚拟的空间中，我们建立一个精致的模型。 这过程我们叫做建模 （modeling）。这建模完成之后，我们透过贴图给予它们材质，并透过算图引擎执行我们刚刚所提到3维转2维的过程，获得我们最终想要的影像。在这过程之中，我们会用多个软体来进行分工，有些负责建模，有些负责上材质，有些负责算图。这些不同的软体在你的身体里面就形成一个复杂的技能树，这个树决定你的影像语汇。你现在看到的影像都是一个叫做 Unreal 的引擎算的。用这些创作软体，用这些软体来创作，有点像是使用一把刀子，你必须强迫着自己，不要问刀子到底是从哪里来的。好恐怖哦！哎呦，会痛吗？不会啊。问你啊，这几个杯子，你会选哪一个？你直觉会选哪一个？玻璃的、陶瓷的还是黄金的？不管怎样，你不会选玻璃的嘛？玻璃的东西在 Unreal 里面看起来这么丑，所以这整个场景里面都没有什么玻璃的东西，因为玻璃的东西在 Unreal 里面不是物理正确的，只是看起来有一点点像玻璃而已。这个不错吧
？This discussion on 3D animation reveals that every object we see, from simple tables and chairs to more elaborate structures, originates as stored data. This raw data forms the skeleton of these objects, with textures and colors added later to serve as the skin, making the digital creations more tangible on our screens. This concept echoes Oliver Wendell Holmes' insight about the stereoscope in 1859, where he reflected on the separation of form from matter. Holmes suggested that the physical substance of an object becomes less significant compared to the form it helps create. Using the metaphor of hunting animals solely for their pelts to illustrate the value of visual representations. This early understanding of visual perception anticipates the modern digital era, while data and digital representations form the new skin that shapes our visual interaction and redefines our engagement with digital environment. Lee also discusses the significant impact of major software corporations on artistic creation, highlighting the challenges artists face with tool ownership and control. He notes that artists essentially rent their tools from software companies, as seen with Adobe Photoshop's shift from a purchase to a subscription model. This change exemplifies the increased control software companies hold over usage rights and their growing demands for personal data. Moreover, the advancement of AI tools, which rely on collaborate controlled remote computing, adds complexity and further reinforces corporate dominance over creative resources. Lee reflects on the irony of this dynamic, emphasizing that while these tools are essential for creativity, they also impose significant constraints. This leads us to rethink the selfie, which we could view through the concept of assemblage, a notion developed by Lutz and Guattari. Although they did not directly address selfies, the concept of an assemblage, a convergence of heterogeneous elements that maintain independence while contributing to a collective dynamic, offers a framework for understanding the interplay of personal identity, technology, and social networks in selfie creation. Lee describes his working process as deeply rooted in his personal experiences. He usually starts his projects by constructing environments that serve as the backdrop for unfolding narratives, much like assembling Lego blocks from his childhood memories. By employing a 50-50 approach, sourcing half the materials online and creating the other half himself, Lee aims to create the environment that can appeal broadly personally. This strategy includes merging everyday objects with digital recreated childhood sketches. Additionally, he incorporates Taiwanese elements such as specific types of desks, boxes, and beer cans, infusing the narrative with personal history. This approach not only achieves a practical balance between cost and visual impact, but also enriches the narrative, making each scene a vivid portrayal of lived reality. Although not all settings he constructs are included in the final piece, the act of building them itself establishes a foundation for potential stories. This method embraces a high degree of spontaneity, similar to setting a scene in a play without a predetermined script, allowing for improvisation and unexpected developments to emerge. I would like to use, if it works. I would like to use this as the closure for the presentation.
好久，但你有听过数位艺术家在用100年前的老软体吗？
Through Lee Fan's work, we could reflect on how digital media expands our understanding of selfie expression. Today, the adoption of various filters and settings, which were initially outside the definition of selfies included in the Oxford English Dictionary in 2013, influences how we perceive and utilize them. Selfies have evolved beyond simple acts of self-representation or communication. They create a deeper connection with the subject, challenging us to reconsider identity in the digital age. Thank you for your attention.